Oh, welcome back to my channel, sports fans. Okay, let's get into this one right here. The Anthony Edwards fans are trying to bite at my nose, are trying to bite at my toes, are trying to bite at my head, but it's not going to happen. They have to come with some facts. They have to come with some facts, right? And this guy, Matthew 1453, got mad at me because I went at Anthony Edwards this morning, or was it the other morning? I think it was this morning. But he might be confused what morning it was, because, or night or evening, because I go at Anthony Edwards hard. Once they start comparing this guy to Michael Jordan, because all the black guys in this era, in the 2020s, aren't athletic, aren't high flyers, in their best dunks, are not even touching the rim, I was a little bit disturbed by them comparing this guy to Michael Jordan. I was really disturbed, folks. And you guys know that I've went at Anthony Edwards. You know, he's made videos of, you know, saying he would cook Michael Jordan and all these other things. So we can't solely blame that on the media, even though Anthony Edwards has backed off of these statements that the media has, you know, pretty much invested in him to not come through. And, you know, the videos out there where he's saying he would cook Michael Jordan. And I think, John Morant said that too. These guys, to me, are undercover. But this guy, Matthew, goes, so you make a video about Joker and you trashing Anthony Edwards. Stop. No, bruh, stop. The hate for Ant-Man, you lame. Well, folks, we talked about this the other day. You know, great basketball players, you know, their nickname, their stage name, as them being a basketball player, usually has something to do with their game. We told you about guys like this, SGA, Joker, and now the Ant-Man. What the hell does that have to do with their game? I don't think I need to go over the 80s and 90s players where their nicknames had to do with their game, their basketball game. So Ant-Man, what the hell does an Ant-Man have to do with a basketball game? And I'm thinking this name has to do with, you know, him being young and stuff like that. Maybe his parents called him that, or maybe his homeboys. You know, we accept, you know, nicknames from our homeboys, or, you know, when we're growing up, somebody will call you man, booger, whatever. That'll be nicknames from the family. And, you know, sometimes we take nicknames from our homeboys. I don't know which name, you know, who gave him that name, whether it was his family, his homeboys, but it has nothing to do with his game. I'm sure Michael Jordan had a nickname when he was growing up that his parents called him, because just about every black person I know, we grew up with a nickname in the family. That's just how it was. And sometimes your homeboys called you something different or whatever like that. So I'm guessing that Ant-Man came from that, because there's no way in hell Ant-Man has anything to do with a basketball game. It's ridiculous, folks. So he goes on to say, he is, and we're going to get into this deep, folks. We're going to get into some Anthony Edwards deep, and why his fans are totally disturbed with what basketball really means, what it really is to be a great player. Because Anthony Edwards has never been a great player in the 2020s to me, and we'll show you the proof. He is only 23 and growing into a superstar. There we go with the age thing, right? The age thing was out the window once he was getting compared to Michael Jordan, and, you know, he was doing these, you know, so-called athletic dunks that he does, even though he let a plumber three-peat in a dunk contest. You think Michael Jordan is going to let a plumber three-peat on his watch? No, folks. Now, this coward, just like John Morant, this coward, and the rest of these cowards that are scared to participate, maybe Zion, that coward, will now come out the woodworks next year, now that this plumber has retired, because I don't think he's coming back. So if he comes back, they're going to wait to hear his name, and then they're going to withdraw, because they don't want none of this plumber, folks. So to me, these guys aren't athletic, because athletic guys will be trying to take this guy down. So not that, you know, the plumber isn't athletic. He's Matt McClung. He's a great dunker. Let me see where this guy was. Promise you, Ant-Man legacy will surpass Jordan by a mile. And he spelled that with mile with two L's. Two L's on mile. When it's all said and done. So he's going to surpass Michael Jordan by a mile when it's all said and done. See, Mike was, to me, I think maybe top 3, top 4 all time in college when you go look at his awards. top. When you put the the Olympic gold medals and you put his first all American, ACC first team, ACC college players of the year, he just has so many awards in college. It's crazy. Now, is he the best college player? No, I don't. I think maybe you can even say to a degree Christian Laettner, he had a better college career. We know Bill Walton did. We know Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did. So I wouldn't say Michael Jordan was the best, but to me, I think he's top 4, top 5. When you go back and look at all his awards, it's just crazy. And I kind of counter that because they're trying to say, oh, he came into the league early, man. And I was like, look what Jordan was doing. He was winning all these awards the 3 years he was in college. Okay, it wasn't like he was just chilling in college and just came into the pros and just started being dominant as far as him himself. So let's read the rest of this before we even go too deep into this. And I told him, I responded. I said, man, I'm going to make a response video. And he says, I don't need your response video, bro, or bruh. Just stop bashing the baby goats. And we're going to talk about baby goat. We will be talking about as far as, who was close to Michael Jordan would be Kobe, right? That would be the baby goat. You criticize today's players for being soft and unathletic. Remember, I'm the only one that criticizes these guys as being unathletic because I haven't seen a center as big as Shaq run up and down the court. I haven't seen that. I haven't seen a center with the skills and athleticism and an all-around player like Hakeem Olajuwon. I haven't seen a two-way player that athletic like Michael Jordan. Okay, we definitely ain't seen a guy like Wilt. Forget about it. And the list just goes on and on. I don't see any Shawn Kemps. Nobody's on Shawn Kemp's level as far as athleticism. When we look at Michael Jordan, nobody's on his level in the 2020s as far as athleticism. What about Scottie Pippen? Nobody's on Scottie Pippen's level as far as athleticism in this era. I'm sorry. And the list just goes on and on. I've seen guys like Richard Dumas, and we can just go on and on. But to me, these guys, when you can even try to take down the plumber, I don't see how can you be athletic when you're just shooting all these threes? It's not about just, the Michael Jordan type of athleticism or the Dominique type of athleticism. And we told you before, when you take away positional skills, now you don't have to, be athletic at your position. So when Hakeem was down there battling with these great centers, he had to do certain moves. He had to be agile. He had to work on certain things. So his athleticism in a post or just period as a player, it went to a different level. And we talk about different guys, Patrick Ewing, David Robinson. But what I'm trying to say is when you don't have no defense in this era, you don't have no positional players, and you're just playing hot potato, how are you ever going to have athleticism? You don't have no pressure on you to be athletic, to try to get away from the guy or nothing, folks. Anybody can play this style of game. And I keep trying to tell you, if the NBA was played like this, 30, 40, 50 years ago, a lot of dudes who didn't make the, NBA or college, they would have made it. Because you don't have to have great athleticism no more. It's just drive and kick if you can't get the bucket. And we can make a whole video on that. I've already made a video. So these guys' athleticism done waned. And that's why they know, with the athleticism, now you don't have any creativity. And that's why these guys don't want to challenge Matt McClung in the dunk contest, because like I was saying, they're not creative on the court as far as the defense and getting away and, being elusive and stuff like that. They're just not, folks. It's the same play if you watch every team. And we can talk about that later. Being soft and unathletic, but do not appreciate the ones who are. Well, we tried. In the media today, they called the greatest dunks of this era a guy throwing the ball into the rim over another guy without even touching the rim. The guy's hand don't even touch the rim, and that's an all-time great highlight, folks. The stuff we saw back in the day is bone chilling. You guys don't have those type of highlights, man. When you guys do see a guy dunk, it's just a regular dunk. You guys go nuts. Because you're not used to seeing, dunks. But you're just seeing a regular dunk. That's why these guys go crazy. You see LeBron's boring tomahawk dunk, and they'll go nuts. Because all it is today is a bunch of skinny three-point shooters with nobody defending the rim. So he goes on. The ones who are athletic and dogs and play with passion. Ant-Man is the same NBA player type. Hold on. Ant-Man is the same NBA player type from the 90s. Let me stop laughing, man. I'm gonna mess around, have a heart attack on that one. That was kind of weird, man. That was kind of weird. So let's look at this. Most three-pointer attempted per game this season. Steph Curry is number 1. Most 3 attempts this season. Guess who's number 2? Jason Tatum, which is an embarrassment, right? So Tatum is shooting, what's he shooting? 35% from 3. And Tatum launches up 10.2. Just embarrassing, man. This is nuts. Just imagine if this guy, we're going to get to Anthony Edwards, if he shot like 5, 6 a game, he would be shooting in the 20s, man. So Anthony Edwards is third, 10.2. And yes, his field goal percentage is 40% and dropping. Go look at it, folks. Last month or early this month, whatever, he was at 44%. And he will drop, before the year's over, he will drop in the 20s. Well, what I'm trying to say is, in attempts, he is number 3 in the league. You could say really number 2. 10.2, 10.1 is the same thing. But he's not even in the top 25 for 3-point percentage. He's not even in the top 25, folks. So heartbreaking. NBA steals leaders. Where you at? Not even in the top 25, I don't think. I don't think he's in the top 25. I didn't see him. Then we have right here defensive, so that's SG, okay. Defensive ratings for a guard. He is number 7. So it's going to be up in the air if he's going to make All NBA defensive team. It's right on the cusp. It's right there on the cusp. I don't think he does. He's going to have to come up with something real big this year, but it'll be another year not making that defensive not making that defensive team. And I mean that'll be 6 years. So Anthony Edwards, he's not in his, did the guy say he was in his 4th year or something like that? Hold on now. What did this buffoon say? What did he say? I forget I can't even find it now. But I thought this fool said he's in his 4th year. I hope he didn't say he was in his 4th year. Oh no, he said he's only 23. What the hell does that got to do with anything? So let's look at this guy's accolades, right? 3-time All-Star. And that's it, folks. 3-time All-Star. And he's been in the league since 19. All NBA second team, which was last year. And that's it, really. Rookie first team in 20. I guess what? Oh, that was McDonald's All-American, my fault. So yeah, he was second. He was on the all rookie team, first team in 21. Check this out. Second team All SEC. What is that, folks? So he only stayed in college for 1 year. So he was, I mean, I'm not going to say he was trash, but he was on the second team. He wasn't that good, folks. He wasn't like, to me, he wasn't a lottery pick or nothing. I don't know where he was picked at, but come on now. Even though Browning lowered the standards, and he got a gold medal in Paris. I don't even know what to say about this, folks. This guy hasn't really did nothing since he's been in the league, man. I mean, he got drafted, and he went over there with Karl Anthony Towns. If I'm not mistaken, I thought somebody else was over there too when he got over there. Rudy Gobert wasn't over there. But yeah, he was with Karl. Was he with Jimmy Butler? I want to say he was with Jimmy Butler, right? So he was with those cast of clowns, and Michael Jordan never got drafted with no cast of clowns like that, no high level players like that. And Michael Jordan led his team in every statistical category except for, what was it, blocks, his rookie season, right? And if I'm not mistaken, he was I think he was second team. Yeah, I think he was second team All NBA that year. So before we move on, before they start in this excuse making about the age, right? So LeBron James came into the league when he was out of high school. So basically, since his second season, he had been putting up like 27, 7, and 7. It might have been 27, 6, and 7 or something like that. And then he made, the second season, he made the All-Star. I think he might have made third or second team All-NBA. But yeah, from that second season on, he was on. So what's the excuse for this Anthony Edwards? And LeBron did that in a tougher era. And we beat up on LeBron's era all the time. We say it was weak. We said, and all that. We don't say it's weak. We say compared to the 90s. There's no way you should have missed the playoffs your first 2 years. Maybe your first year, whatever like that. But your first 2 years, it was no excuse. That's what we get on him about. And actually had an All-Star teammate his second season. And he lost 19 out of 31 games after the All-Star break. But Anthony Edwards, where's the excuse? What's the excuse for not being greater than what you have been? Coming into the 20s, which really turned into the weakest era of NBA. We know it's the least watched era of the NBA, but it's the weakest era of NBA. It's basically a no-touch. The referees have to have instant replay. That's how confused they are. They don't even know how to do their job. And Luka came in like a year before you, and he's been all NBA just about every year, first team. And his plumbers been putting up incredible numbers. So what's the excuse in going to all NBAs? Like I said, yeah, he made no defensive team, but Anthony Edwards hasn't either, folks. And at this point, when we look at the resume, Anthony Edwards can't even shine Luka's shoes. He can't even shine his shoes. Joker's better than him. Ain't no two dudes running around with titties is going to be better than Michael Jordan in year 1, year 2, year 3, year 4, or year 5, son. And these dudes running around with titties, Joker and Luka, ain't fixed to be making all NBA over Michael Jordan. I mean, even though they play different positions, but they're still making all NBAs. And you just made one, which was the second team last year. You want to continue? So how can this guy be the baby Jordan when he shoots 10 threes a game, shooting 43% from the field? How can he be the baby Jordan? Michael Jordan would average 45 a game in this era with nobody to stop him. Without shooting all the threes. Maybe he might shoot like 2 threes. Why would Michael Jordan? A lot of people say Mike couldn't play in this era because he couldn't shoot the 3. Look at Shaq. He ain't shooting 3 like that. I think he averages like 4 a game or something like that. He don't average that many. DeMar DeRozan don't. And guess what? Anthony Edwards has been doing this basically since he came in the league. If you look at this right here. I was shocked. So this thing is low right now. I'll get back to that. But no, it does have that. I don't know why it went there. But guys, we got to remember what's really going to crush his what's really going to crush his argument is when this guy placed or didn't even place in the FIBA. This guy didn't even place in the FIBA. And then guess what? He had to ask the turnover king, could he play in the Olympics the next year? Because the turnover king, LeBron James, dismantled that team. Because Anthony Edwards couldn't even beat Germany plumbers with the fake Rondo Schroeder. The fake Rondo Schroeder led that German team to a gold medal. And Anthony Edwards could do nothing. So his first season, 2021 in the NBA, he attempted 7 threes off rip at 33%. Second season, 8 at 35%. This is horrible, folks. The third season, what he had, he went down to 7 at 36%. Last year, he attempted 6 at 35%. Folks, this guy has been trash from 3. He just has. This is not average. Neither year. 30, 32, 35, 36, and then 35 again. This ain't league average. This isn't above league average, and this is not great. Now, this year, he's attempted 10. He's attempted 10.1 just to get the 40%. And that's falling, folks. That percent is falling down the drain. It's going down the drain. So his percentage is going down the drain because he's not a three-point shooter. And that's what they're trying to tell you. These guys could just, that's like you going to your job and you might have, certain things you got to do at your job. Everybody knows you just can't go to the job and just be like, one dimensional and they give you a paycheck. It's not going to work like that. I just don't know too many jobs where you're just like one dimensional. You only do one damn thing at your job. You might have the main thing you do, you might do that the most, right? You might do that the most. But besides that, you got to do other things to get that main thing done, right? But they're trying to tell us these guys who only basically do one thing 99% of the time, which is just shoot a three, are these great athletes, are these great players, and getting these all-time contracts. Highest paid contracts of all time. And they're the most one-dimensional players in NBA history, folks. They're the most one-dimensional players in NBA history. And it's not even a game, really, when you look at it. It's just a pickup game. They shouldn't even jump the ball up, right? They should just roll the ball out onto the damn court. I don't even know why I jumped the ball up. I was watching a game from the 90s last night, and what I noticed, when the referees couldn't get a call right, you know what they did? If he went up to the other guy, hey, did you see it? No, I didn't see it clearly to where, I could make a call. How about you? I really couldn't, you know what they would do? Jump ball. They would jump the ball. They would try to satisfy like both teams. I wouldn't say it would satisfy both teams 99% of the time, but this is what the refs were paid to do. You're not the ref. The ref ain't going to be second guessed. They don't need an instant replay. Nothing like that. The refs are here to do their job. We talked about that the other day. These aren't real refs, folks. So they can't even get an out of bounds play right. So Anthony Edwards, he was his seventh. He was a 10th. He was the 10th best player in the NBA this year. You're trying to tell me LeBron James was better than Anthony Edwards as far as ESPN's rankings coming into the year? You're trying to tell me Kevin Durant and Steph Curry, wow, was better than Anthony Edwards? Wow, folks. Let me make sure this is right. Top 10 NBA players. Oh, I was about to put all time. He ain't gonna be no top 10 of all time. There it is. ESPN rankings. Of course, you're gonna take forever. Yeah, it's loaded. But yeah, I think this dude was. Oh, here it goes. As soon as I put it down, yeah, Anthony Edwards right here, number 10 on ESPN, folks. You want me to take this guy serious? You think Michael Jordan in his, Anthony, in like 5th or 6th season, you think Michael Jordan was number 10 in his 5th season? What was that? Was it about 90 or something like that? 89? Are you kidding me? Michael Jordan changed basketball by then. Michael Jordan had his own shoe. Come Fly With Me, everything. Way before that. Anthony Edwards. What, you got a Sprite commercial? Number 10. So you're trying to tell me Joker is over you? In Luka? 2 dudes running around with titties? 2 plumbers? That's what you guys call them, plumbers. I didn't call them plumbers. What about AD? Street clothes. Look, this dude is over you? Wow, that's crazy, folks. Wow. Old ass LeBron is over you? Wow, imagine Michael Jordan being in his, 5th season and some old bag of bones is over him. Well, I won't say bag of bones, but a dude who can't even stay healthy that came into the league in 2014. Wow, Anthony Edwards is like 10 years into his career. Huh? I don't know what to compare that to, but I mean, and I don't know who else is over him. Let me see who else was over him. We said about 4? Kevin Durant, really? Kevin Durant? Joel Embiid is over you? Wow. You got to be kidding me. So that's about it. Oh, Steph Curry? Wow, man. So all these has-beens was ranked over you, man. Remember, they was giving you the Michael Jordan comparison, the Michael Jordan treatment last year, and all these has-beens are over you. I mean, I could see some of them being over you, but all of them? Wow, that's just crazy, folks. That don't make too much sense right there. Who did I miss? Jason Tatum is over you. Jason Tatum was ranked number 6. Okay, SGA, yeah, a young dude, your class. Okay, I can see that. I mean, I can see Greek Freak. I mean, you should be challenging Greek Freak, but two plumbers is number one and number 2 in your era. Joker and Luka, 2 plumbers. What an embarrassment! Don't ever compare this dude to Michael Jordan. Never. Never. Don't. Not Dominique Wilkins, not Clyde Drexler, not Charles Barkley, not even a young LeBron James. None of these guys. Magic Johnson, you ain't on that level. You ain't on Kareem's level, Wilt level, Shaq's level. Kobe will piss in your face, all this stuff. And I'm going to go ahead and get off of here, man. But this is what capped it off for me. I was finished with this guy. When this guy couldn't even place in the FIBA, he had Josh Hart. He had, who did he have? Josh Hart. I always forget this guy's name. Banchero. Halliburton. Yeah, Halliburton. The guy that plays with Zion Williams. Oh, I forget his name. Why am I forgetting all these names? Because I guess because the FIBA wasn't too memorable or whatever like that. But he had a good squad, folks. He had a good squad. And didn't even place at all. And like I said, the Schroeder, the fake Rondo, he won a gold medal with his German plumbers. And then LeBron James comes along, the turnover king, the fake Magic Johnson, and he dismantles, Ant-Man's, his team that couldn't do nothing against international plumbers. And he starts to build his new team, right, to cover his ass. So Ant-Man comes to him and he said, look, boss, look, turnover king, man. I'm going to need a spot on there, man. I'm going to need a spot on there. I ain't got nothing for you, boy. I'm sliding Curry over to the shooting guard. I'm going to the point guard. But don't you turn the ball over. Look, boy, I might have a role for you on a bench as a water boy. Get the Gatorade, bring the towels. Okay, okay, I can do that. I can do that. I was finished after that, folks. Michael Jordan is not coming off the bench for no 40-year-old has-been turnover king, nothing like that. No, folks. Mike could even play the small forward. Mike was playing small forward a lot in college. So Mike ain't about to come off no bench for no old, dusty, geriatric, old ass players like Kevin Durant, Curry, especially the turnover king, LeBron James, all these dudes. Mike ain't about to come off the bench. And all he said was, oh man, they're going to have to watch out for me, man. And I'm like, watch out for, we can't even see you, man. You on the bench, man, stirring up the Gatorade, getting the water ready, man, getting the towels hot. Making sure the seats don't come apart, man. What did you talk about, man? We can't even see you. We see the players on the court. Ain't nobody looking at the bench, man. You a bench warmer. So I was like, I was done, man. I was done, Mike. Let me tell you, we told you this before. If they said Mike was coming off the bench, it's gonna be hell in practice. They're gonna be like, man, this is worse than their opponents. Mike gonna be scoring 40 points in practice. Mike gonna be, 4 steals, 2 blocks on LeBron's head, all this crazy mess, man.